Welcome to Crimson Guitars. Welcome to my great guitar build-off invitational entry. At this stage, I have got a proto body. I haven't done anything to the neck yet. We will get there eventually. Now, this is part of the invitational part of Great Guitar Build-Off. All of the invitational and the professional builders who are incredibly talented individuals. Every single one of these people are putting up their instrument as a prize draw through greatguitargiveaway.com. And this is no different. You can own this instrument. There will be a little bit more of it at the end. But yeah, check out the links in the descriptions below. Check out greatguitarbuildoff.com. And please follow along with what the other builders are doing, because this year is epic, I tell you. Anyway, today I'm going to crack on with the body. By the end of this, we're going to have some finish on here. I'm going with a metallized copper paint, and it's going to sort of look bronzy like my Vertex Bronze 75, which is the watch that's mainly inspiring this watch-inspired build. Burn it. I'm really enjoying this. Anyway, let's get this neck off. I need to thickness the body a little bit and put some bevels in and basically prepare the body for spraying, and then I'm going to play around with the neck. So the traditional thing is to have essentially a Fender style headstock, and I do think, yeah, I mean, I don't want exact. Should we go for 70s? Should we go big? That is a neck pocket. Ah, cracked my wrist getting that off. That's where it's supposed to be. I do want it a little bit bigger than this, though. Just a little bigger. I can always take off more afterwards. I don't think I've made a guitar with a Strat style headstock for probably 15 years or so. So yeah, why not? Feels a little bit naughty. Fight me in the comments. Why not? Anyway, that was me being distracted by something else. I'm going to play with the body now. I'm going to go and put this through a wide belt sander, very gently taking off 1/10 of a millimeter at a time, because this is now delicate. I should have done that before cutting the excess wood off the side, the outside of the body. And there's a little bit of tidying up to do. I'm going to come back into here and put the bevels on, and we'll go from there. That was nerve-wracking, like seriously nerve-wracking. I was only taking 1/10 of a millimeter off at a time. You know when people say, hey, even if you don't understand why, if your body is saying that something's wrong, just light the f out of there. Excuse my language. That's how I was feeling putting this through that sander, which means that I am not comfortable with this area. I don't think this is strong enough. Now, I've built multiple guitars with walls this thin and the end grain, etc., and they've been absolutely fine because they had tops and backs glued on as well. In this case, I'm hoping to only use, hopefully, a couple of bolts to hold the top and back together. That's not going to add that much structural strength to the ends here. So I'm going to go with the original idea and glue in some veneer, because it's necessary. I might even go on the outside and the inside, but for now it's just internal, and we'll see how I feel. It's going to be cool though. I'm going to hang this over the edge, like so. Glue in this side, and we should be okay. That's my squared off edge. Putting it at the center line, even though I'm hoping it's going to be invisible. I'm jumping the gun and putting the masking tape on the strip before I put it down. This might be a really bad idea. We'll have to see what happens. Yeah, I can see this going very wrong. But that's no reason to not do it. Let's get some glue. So I'm not worried about these areas up here so much. I'm worried about the guitar being dropped on its strap button or something and cracking there. But in the interests of an even finish, I'm going to put the veneer absolutely everywhere I can. And it's going to end in that curve somewhere. I might need to come in afterwards and apply some filler or something, but that isn't an absolute no-no. We've got finish going on, solid color. It's going to be cool. This is also a little oversized, so I'm hoping I'm going to have to cut off a little bit of veneer top and bottom. Nice. On to the other side. Okay, so now if I carry on cutting all the way through with a scalpel blade, it's going to rip the grain there. So this is the cleaner way. That's my nice squared off edge. And I'm going to glue this in, and you don't need to watch that. You've just watched me do it on the other side. Yeah, go away. Get out of my face. Okay, here we go. And this is going to be left over a weekend to do its thing. And here we are. It's been a good weekend. It's a little bit chilly in here, but behold the merch. And let's unclamp this beastie, shall we? It might just be me, but this feels a little bit more solid and a little bit safer somehow. Now I'm not going right all the way to the end because it's not supported at the bottom and I don't want to rip it through, so you go from one side, leave it somewhere in the middle, and then flip it over, it's on its back, and have another go. Follow the grain, my pretties. Let's try this. That's the baby. Ha! It's not even my smallest one. There is a tool for every job. Sometimes it just happens to be a minuscule little hand plane. Yes, I should have just used a saw. This sounds better. There's a lot of glue there. I'm going to use a spot leveling file. Sometimes abrasives beat blades. Oh, actually, let's just tidy that corner up as well. And once that's level, come back in with a scraper or a sharp chisel. Okay, so there's this little notch here, I suppose overhead. You can see that. There's a notch there from where the router went a little bit sideways. I thought that it was going down, but looking at this, what's actually happened is that this section is higher than it should be. So that's easy. That can be just chiseled down or planed down or yeah, whatever. I like it when it's easy-ish. Easy-ish. This chisel's a little bit blunt now. Leveling files, good for more than just frets. That could have been so much more polished and practiced and advertorial. Now, I've been teasing the idea of using a very cool new paint that we've just got in that is about 85% solid metal. You're literally mixing in metal powder with the paint, and it's cool. I'm not going to use that because the most recent test that we've done with the stuff is not curing. And I'm running up against a little bit of a deadline. My ADHD issue is that I just don't do anything until the deadline, and that is the case here. I suck. Anyway, so I'm going to have to think of something else to do with the finish on this that gets a similar sort of result. And I'm actually thinking rattle cam. Can you believe it? Okay, now the finish that I had planned is not going to work. So I have come to the conclusion that I would kind of like to use sandpaper, or not quite. I'm going to run an experiment. This is spray mount adhesive, and this is 220 grit carborundum powder, like you would find in wet and dry sandpaper. And it's got a very nice metallic look, and I'm fairly sure that the finish that we use for our students in the Crimson Luthier School will actually adhere quite nicely to this. So I'm going to run some experiments and we'll see what that looks like. And if I fail, at least it'll be entertaining. Well, there we go. That's a pretty cool look. Now, it hasn't actually had time to cure yet, so I could probably rub that off. It's also fairly fine. I think I might want to go with even coarser, but the actual look, ooh. Yeah, well, that's working all right. I've just sprayed another batch on, and Sophia's going to run some of our flash coat over that, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so this is the 220 grit carborundum with a little bit of finish on top. Doesn't look very good. This is 80 grit carborundum powder with a little bit of flash coat over it, and that's giving a much better, much more highly textured look. I reckon what I might end up doing is applying powder over the entire instrument, flash coating it, and then going afterwards and internally, just in here, having the raw powder without any finish on it, because that's going to be protected by the top and the back. That's going to look very cool. That's better. All right, coarse carborundum powder. I'm going to start going in the middle, and we will just see what happens. I love it. This is absolutely not what I had planned this morning. That's it. I don't want to glue the carborundum powder to that, so I'm going to spray off the edge of the bench. I'm going to mask off this neck pocket, because that's the smart thing to do. Please don't ever accuse me of being smart, or the one that generally does the smart things, but every now and then. I'm just going to stop talking now. Okay. We apply the stuff here, we do the spraying here. That's going to work all right, I think. Oh God, this is fun. Damn. It's going to take a couple of coats. Just going to do it.
No way.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's going to be...
I was going to say rad, but actually no, it is rad.
Rad.
It is rad. How are you gluing it? Oh, the mount spray.
Yeah.
Spray mount.
Spray mount. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm sort of worrying that I'm going to run out of it, but
Wow.
no, I feel like a 4-year-old. I feel like I'm playing at kindergarten or something.
It is so cool.
But that's fine. Yeah, I'm in a sandpit. That's what I'm doing.
You gonna what?
I'm in a sandpit. I'm playing in a sandpit.
That's so cool.
Yeah. going to take a few coats. So yeah, I need to wait for it to dry properly, apply a second coat. That's fine. I'm not completely impatient. Who am I kidding? Okay, well, let's get the this side done. Well, I think that's about that, don't you? Okay, so the initial coat is in, is on, is sorted, is freaking awesome. And I'm going to let that cure overnight, come back in and apply more. There is a hell of a lot of silicon carbide here. It's a cool effect though. Now, it will look different once it's had a little bit of finish over it, homogenizing the whole thing. But yeah, we're going to have something unique and interesting. And it's this sort of texture that you don't get with guitars in general. It's whereas with watches and horology, a variety of textures, mattes and gloss and shiny and bevels and edges and things like that. This is why I like watches. This is why I like, well, that's not going to focus, is it? Come on, too shiny. It's a bit dusty. So you've got your shiny bronze bezel and case and all of that, and then you've got a beautiful, sexy matte dial. And yeah, this is what I'm after. So, well, don't forget, this guitar is currently available. It could be yours, along with all of the other instruments made by the professionals and the invitationals in the Great Guitar Build-Off 2022. Go to greatguitargiveaway.com or click the link in the description. The other builds that have been made by the both categories, mind-blowingly cool. There are several, in fact, that I suspect are cooler than anything I will ever make in my life. And that saddens me, but pushes me on too. Thank you for watching. Click like, subscribe, go and check out the other builders. Their names and links, etc. are in the description of this video. We all appreciate your support. See you soon. Goodbye.